Hi, my name is Hunter Ton, and I'm the youth pastor here at River of Life. And today I get the opportunity just to share an awesome next step in our faith journey, which is sharing our faith. I believe this is such an important step when it comes to our faith journey. Being the youth pastor at River of Life, most of our students wouldn't even be at our youth group if it wasn't for other students sharing their faith, or their parents sharing their faith, or another family member, or somebody in their life sharing their faith with them, and that leading them then to our youth group. So sharing our faith is such an important next step after we have accepted Christ. And when I started thinking about the importance of sharing our faith, I really came back to this place of understanding this free gift of salvation that the Lord has provided for all of us. And when I was thinking about this free gift, I was thinking about how often is it that we have received some sort of gift and we are just so excited to share about it with others. And it brought me back to this place of remembering in 2020 when we were, my wife and I, we were getting those stimulus checks. We were getting those from the government due to COVID, due to workplaces being closed and all of these things. And I just remember we would literally get on and we'd be talking with our friends and everything about what is it that you're going to use this free money. How are you going to use it? How are you going to spend it? What are you going to do with it? And it just coming back to this place of like, we were just so excited because we were getting free money basically. And just thinking about that, I was thinking about how much cooler this is, how much more important this free gift of salvation, of eternity that Jesus provided for us, how much more important that is. And I actually, just this week, we did in our youth group, we just did this example of, I had the students raise their hands if they had a friend, a family member, a classmate, a coworker, if they had anyone in their life that they knew didn't know about Jesus. And every single hand went up, from students to leaders to me, everyone had their hand raised. And it really began thinking, that's why it's so important for us to share about our faith. Because we all have people in our lives that don't know about this free gift that the Lord has provided for us. I remember being in high school, and I had friends, and I had classmates, and even coworkers that didn't know Christ. And I remember coming to this place of every time I would go to share my faith with them, there'd be something that would stop me. And it would be this voice in my head that was fear. I would have this fear of all of the sudden, what if they completely reject me? What if they want nothing to do with Jesus? What if they laugh at me? What if I look foolish? And I remember feeling that way in high school, and as I became a youth pastor, I really had this time where I spent with the Lord, because I started having those feelings again when I'd go to share my faith outside of youth group. And it really came back to this place of, do I care more about my reputation or someone else's eternity? And when I came back to that place, it really stemmed from a place of understanding this great love that God has for me. This great love that it doesn't matter what my past was, it doesn't matter the things that I did, the mistakes that I made, that He still chooses to love me. And that He chose to love me long ago when Jesus died on that cross for me. And when I remembered that, I couldn't help but feel like that has to be shared. Because there's so many people out there that are hurting, that are lost, that have these same feelings that I did when I was stuck in sin. But see, He still has that same love for them as He does for me. And so it's so important for us as Christians to be able to share our faith. I couldn't help but think of the story of the prodigal son. And in this story, the father splits his inheritance between the younger and the oldest son. And the younger son, he goes and he wastes it all. He spends it all on wild living and things that were not important. And after he has spent it all, he is there starving and he cannot even afford to eat. And he comes back to this place where he goes to the Father. And the Father runs out and meets him and places a ring on his finger and puts a robe around him and sandals for his feet. And he tells the servant to kill the fatted calf because they're going to celebrate because his son has returned. His son who was dead is now alive. His son who was lost has now been found. And so often we love to vision or place ourselves in that story as the younger brother returning and experiencing God's love. But it's really easy as Christians to actually find ourselves in the older brother's shoes. See, the older brother, as soon as he heard that the younger brother had returned and that they were throwing him a party, that they were celebrating, he instantly became angry. And he had this bitterness, and he said to his father, "You have never celebrated me and my friends, and I've been here all along with you." But the father said, "See, you've already been with me. We have to celebrate, for your brother was lost, but now he is found." See, we need to find ourselves in this place where we are excited for people who are living in sin to find their way to the Lord. See, it's the greatest gift, being able to just share our faith with those around us. See, and when we understand that great love for God, that love that he has for us, it makes us love him so much more. But the thing about it is it should encourage us. It should make us so excited to share it with our friends and our family who are lost. See, we should want people to come back to this place of getting to know who Jesus is and them no longer having to carry that weight of sin anymore. The other story I was thinking about, which is found in Luke 5, is when Peter is out on the lake all night casting his net, and he's coming up empty, and Jesus walks by, and Jesus tells him, "Go back out there and cast your net on the other side." And Peter's response was, "Master, we toiled all night and took nothing. But at your word, I will let down the nets." And when I was thinking about this, I was thinking for us as Christians, we can often find ourselves in this place of we've been constantly reaching out to the same friends, the same family members, just pouring out, trying to get them to understand this great love for God, whether that's inviting them to church or events or just talking about scripture with them or whatever that looks like for us. And we can often find ourselves in this place that Peter did, where he is just saying, "I have been doing it all night and came up with nothing." But I think we have to understand that second part with Peter, with his heart, with him being able to say, "But if you say so, if Master, if you say so, I will cast the net." See, Jesus' the great commission that he had for us was to go and make disciples of all nations. Well, the only way for us to make disciples is for us to share our faith. So if you're watching this Next Step video, it most likely means that you've accepted Jesus, and that is so amazing. That is the greatest decision that you could ever make. But with that, it means that you now have the opportunity to go share your faith with others, to share your testimony with those around you, those friends, those family members, those coworkers, whoever it is in your life that you know they don't know Jesus. You now have that opportunity to share your faith. So go out and make disciples of all nations. Lastly, if you want more information on how you can share your faith, there will be more information in the description below, resources that you can click on that can help with that. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Next Step series. Please continue on, and we hope you're getting so much out of this.